it is no secret that Kentucky is known for bourbon, and Louisville's Cup is brimming with the places that you can take a sip and learn about the tasting notes and the barrel ages. But what if you wanted to go a little bit deeper? A few days ago, Allison and I went on the Phantoms of the Prohibition tour with Louisville Food Tours, and it was so incredible, so great, in fact, that we had to have our tour guide on this morning to tell you all about it. Welcome to the show, Allison Dick, and the creator of Louisville Food Tours, Jeremy Garcia. So great to see you guys again.
Hi.
Hi.
Great to be back.
Thank you so much for being here. We loved our tour so much. We're going to give our viewers a little taste of it. But tell us about this tour specifically. How did you guys create this one?
So this one really came from, we wanted to showcase Whiskey Row. We wanted to showcase all of the great restaurants and the cocktails you can get there. And as we started to dive deeper, we started to see correlations between what was happening with the country as a whole and Prohibition. Mm-hmm. We also uncovered a lot of ghost stories, and so we conceptualized this to be a story of Prohibition told through Prohibition-era cocktails, as well as throwing some ghosts on there for the people who want the spooky factor. And as we were coming up with the scripting and the theming, mm-hmm. we started to challenge our own knowledge of Prohibition. And so the overall theme is, did it work? Why did it not? Or why did it? Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert, it kind of did.
Yeah,
different
exactly.
reasons. So we unpack that, as well as try a lot of the cocktails that you'd have during that era, and talk about why you would have those cocktails, right? Mm-hmm. So things like egg white, why was that a big thing, right? So we talk a lot about that.
Mm-hmm. It is so much fun. We're looking at some video right now. This was our first stop, Hell or High Water. I think, honestly, this was one of my favorite stops on the tour. We went to 4 different locations. But Allison, as a tour guide, how fun is it for you to kind of tell these stories to locals and tourists alike?
Oh, it's so much fun. I particularly like this tour so much because I get to be quite dramatic. The other tours are a little more historical. This one I can have fun with the ghosts as well.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to give too much away, but what is your favorite story that you tell on this tour?
Oh, I have to pick one?
Just
It's hard to pick just one. Probably the story about Uncle Fred.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so digging a little bit deeper, who is Uncle Fred?
Uncle Fred, well, that's what we call him around here. Alfred Victor DuPont Jr.
Okay, and who is he?
Well, he was one of the DuPonts, kind of like American royalty, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And they made their fortune in gunpowder, chemicals, other things like that. But he used to come visit his brother a lot here in Louisville. He had a brother who had a house near what is now Central Park.
Okay, so there's so many different stories to kind of uncover on this one. But you have a couple other ones too, a little bit more spooky themed. So what are some of those other ones that people can sign up for?
So we have 2 main spooky tours going on right now. So there's the Phantoms of Prohibition. So that's if you want cocktails, just a few bites. It's not a full meal, mm-hmm. And some history and ghost stories. So that's kind of like that's kind of something for everyone. I know a lot of people are like, I don't want a full ghost tour, and I also want to drink. And then we also have our Whispers on Whiskey Row tour, which is our dark history and ghost tour. So that one is only 90 minutes, mm-hmm. And that's Tuesday through Sunday. And there is a drink stop at a haunted bar on that one. And so we talk a lot about different ghosts, and then also the darker side of Louisville's history, things that we don't always talk about, right? Mm-hmm. So it's something for the spooky people and something for the historic people as well.
Okay, and what's been the feedback like going on these tours, from the locals who maybe have lived there their whole entire lives, and those newcomers, those tourists that come in? What's kind of your feel after they go on this tour?
I love having locals on the tour. Often I take them to places that they're not familiar with, or I have new stories for them. It's so much fun having locals. And out-of-towners, well, it gives me the chance to connect with everybody. And I love traveling, and I get to connect with people in my own hometown.
Mm-hmm. And I also like, too, that you kind of have an upgrade for your ticket, too. So you can do the regular tour. I'm still thinking about that pretzel bread.
I dream about that pretzel bread.
It is so good over at O'Shea's. And you can also upgrade to do additional bourbon tastings.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, so we have our bourbon upgrade package. And so at 4 of the stops, you'll get a premium bourbon pour, right? So it's something that you either haven't had that expression, or it's something that's a little bit more exclusive. Like one of our stops, it's their barrel pick, and it's the only place you can get it, right? So something that's a little bit more unique for the bourbon people, like Allison is an executive bourbon steward, so yeah, she helps pick out some of the pours. Yeah.
Oh, that is so great. And you do tailor it, and you do have some sort of a story that is behind each of those pours. So it was kind of cool that half of my group got those extra ones, and we were just kind of listening in on everything too. So which tours are you the tour guide for? So you did the Phantoms, and then what other ones do you do as well?
Downtown Derby City Legends of Louisville. There is Beyond the Barrel, Bourbon Walking Food Tour. There is a Victorian Highlands tour that I love doing, and also the Secrets of Louisville tour, which is in New Lou.
Okay, and I think that's really cool that you do offer so many different ones. So if you wanted like a spooky vibe, especially during this time of year, you have that. Or if you just want a general overview, kind of taste around Louisville, you offer that too.
Yeah, we really have something for everybody. And when we develop a tour, we don't want it to be too much like another one. So for instance, Allison just mentioned the Victorian Highlands. That one is a lot of architecture. We walk through the original Highlands and Cherokee Triangle, right? And right now it's the leaves are changing, so it's a beautiful time to take that one if you don't want things that are spooky. If you want, if you're an architecture nerd like I am.
Yeah, I love that. And these tours are offered all year round too. So I think that's the beauty of it too. So if you wanted to take another tour, you're gonna have a completely different experience if you do it by this season.
Absolutely, yeah. We run, every month. Some days we can't, like Mondays and Tuesdays are, we don't run all of our tours. Mondays especially was we're in the dark, but.
Yeah.
And we have our slow season around the holidays, and so we have like a holiday murder mystery that pops up.
Ooh.
So we have stuff every season.
So how can people kind of keep in touch and kind of see what tours are available?
So they can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Louisville Food Tours. And you can follow along on LouisvilleFoodTours.com. Sign up for our newsletter as well.
All righty. Well, thank you both so much for coming on today. I cannot wait to sign up for another one. I love that when we went this day specifically, it was like kind of rainy out. So like the spooky vibes were definitely heightened that day. But again, it was so much fun. So thank you so much for coming out to our set today.
It was so much fun having you all on the tour that evening, and thank you very much for inviting us back
Thanks
out
for having
here.
us back.
Absolutely. So again, if you're interested in learning more and signing up for your very own tour, just go over to LouisvilleFoodTours.com.